Welcome to the Habitual Woman Podcast with yours truly, Debrina Wright. I'm a holistic, habit-based lifestyle coach, nutrition educator, and fitness trainer. This is a show about transforming habits into a lifestyle. We will introduce and reintroduce habits, as well as have a conversation with women about the habits and the rituals they use to live the life that they deserve. Now let's get into today's show. Welcome to the Habitual Woman Podcast, Episode 2, Crush Your Cravings. So are you ready to finally squash one of your healthy lifestyle's toughest enemies? I'm talking about food cravings. They pop up at the most inconvenient times, and they usually involve foods that do absolutely nothing to help you reach your goals. In fact, we usually crave foods that make us feel worse after we eat them. Bloated, blah, ready for a nap. I know you know what I'm talking about. So in this podcast, you'll learn exactly what cravings are and why they happen, and what you can do to put them in their place. Before we get started, it's important to know your healthy lifestyle is not about depriving yourself of your favorite foods. Again, I repeat that it is not about not eating donuts. Instead, it's about enjoying the things you love in moderation, in a way that lets you reach your goals and feel amazing in the process. A big part of that is learning to control your cravings so they don't control you. I hope the info in this podcast helps you put cravings in their place once and for all. Let's get started. So what are cravings? Have you ever felt like a failure for simply having a craving? Or wondered if maybe some people don't even get them? Fact, almost everyone have cravings. A study published in the journal Appetite found that 97% of women and 68% of men, bullshit, reported having at least occasional cravings. Cravings are intense desires for specific foods. So desires that feel stronger than normal hunger. In fact, you can have cravings and not even feel hungry. Some researchers have theorized that nutritional deficiencies can lead to cravings. For example, wanting to chew on ice chips is tied to being deficient in iron. Also, craving salty foods can be an indication of low sodium, a condition that's very rare. It's important to note that a lot of people with normal sodium levels still crave salty foods. But for most people, most of the time, cravings have little to do with deficiencies. We usually don't crave nutrient-dense, i.e. healthy foods. Instead, we crave highly tasty foods that are heavily processed or contain a lot of salt, fat, and or sugar, i.e. cake, cookies, chips, that type of stuff. Plus, most of the foods we crave have one thing in common. They contain a lot of calories. So instead of blaming nutrient deficiencies, experts believe that cravings are more complex. They can be tied to hormones, lack of sleep, our emotions, habits, environmental cues, and so much more. Even though the reasons are complex, there are simple, clear-cut steps you can take to help minimize your cravings, so they are less intense and less frequent. And on top of helping to curb your cravings, these steps can have a bonus impact on, guess what? Your overall health, energy, and well-being. Ready to crush some cravings? I am. So let's talk about the number one craving creator. Not eating enough. One sure way to open yourself up to cravings is to eat too little. It can set you up for a vicious cycle of cravings and overeating. Undereating can happen if you don't follow a regular eating schedule, like you forget to eat because you're too busy, skip meals, or you drastically cut your calories because you want to drop a few pounds quickly. Each of these scenarios can lead to feeling legitimately hungry and maybe even leave you feeling hangry. Hungry and angry because your blood sugar levels have dropped. That can lead to craving high calorie foods. This also can make you start to think that you, quote unquote, deserve the extra calories or fatty sugary foods because you haven't eaten enough all day. How are you going to crush those cravings? 1, eat on a more regular schedule. 2, if weight loss is a goal, remember that lasting results come from a sustainable calorie deficient versus a crash diet. 3, anticipate when you're going to be hungry. Have some healthy foods on hand before things get out of control. The number 2 craving creator, not having a plan. There's a sneaky reason it's a good idea to come up with a meal plan for the next few days or even your entire week. Yes, this will help you have food on hand when you're hungry. Yes, you might choose healthier foods by planning ahead. And yes, you'll probably save money by avoiding last minute purchases like DoorDash, Uber Eats, drive through, fast food, all of that stuff that could add up real quick. But here's the sneaky craving eliminator: you won't have to spend so much time thinking about food. And it's no surprise that thinking about food a lot can make you hungry. Think about when you go to the grocery store. Or have a conversation, and all of a sudden you start talking about recipes and what you're going to eat. And all of a sudden you're like, dang, you just made me hungry. hmm That's how that happens. So, can you imagine a life without constantly wondering what to have for breakfast, lunch, or dinner? It's already handled. Once you get used to planning and hopefully even prepping, you'll be amazed at the peace of mind this brings you, especially if you're the cooker in the house. You the chef, that's all on you, right? So not only will it free up some brain space and eliminate that what's for dinner stress, it will also save you valuable time during the week. So craving crushers for this one. 1, make a plan for your meals and snacks ahead of time and do as much prep ahead as you can. So even if you buy snacks or packaged stuff, bring it home already separated, portion them out, freezer, cabinet, freezer, the whole nine. Number 2, as much as possible, stick with the plan. You'll be amazed at how that works. All right, so the number 3 craving creator, being thirsty. Surprise! Yet another reason to make sure you're getting enough water every day. Drink at least half your body weight in ounces every day. More if you're working out, because you're sweating and losing fluids. Staying well hydrated can help you ward off those cravings. Why? Because when your body is thirsty, you can interpret that feeling as hunger, which can spark a craving. So staying hydrated throughout the day can help keep your body's thirst signals on track and in check, as well as keep you feeling full. Some bonus benefits. Studies has also shown that drinking cold water can help rev up your body's fat burn by between 10 to 30% for about an hour after you drink it. Plus, studies show that in middle-aged and older adults, drinking water before meals can ramp up their weight loss. Some craving crushers for this one. Number 1, track your water intake and make sure you get at least half your body weight in pounds in ounces each day. So what that looks like is if you're 150 pounds, you should be drinking 75 ounces of water. Number 2, if you feel a craving come on, drink a glass of water. Wait for a minute and see if that craving goes away. Trust me, it works. The number 4 craving creator, being tired. Make sure you get 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep every night. Yes, this is another piece of advice you probably heard a lot, but that's for a good reason. Getting enough quality sleep can have a tremendous impact on your overall health, energy, and well-being. Poor sleep can be one of the top causes of your cravings running wild. That's because your appetite is affected by hormones, leptin and ghrelin, that go up and down over the course of each 24-hour period. And being sleep deprived disrupt those fluctuations, which affects not just your appetite and cravings, but also your metabolism. You feel more hungry and have more cravings. Your body never feels fully satisfied when you eat. Your hormone imbalance makes your body believe that there's an energy shortage, so it slows down your metabolism and stores the food you eat as fat. We don't want that. Talk about a recipe for overeating and gaining some damn weight. In fact, researchers found that severely sleep-deprived people are as much as 55% more likely to become obese than people who get enough sleep. Do I need to say that again? Researchers found that severely sleep-deprived people are as much as 55% more likely to become obese than people who get some sleep. I need you to get some sleep. So some crushing cravers for that, or craving crushers. Number 1, do your best to get 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep each night. 2, use a sleep tracker or other device like a Fitbit, Whoop, the Aura Ring, Apple Watch. Like there's a lot of devices out there that can help monitor how much sleep you're getting and make sure that restful sleep is actually happening. I like that you can see that too, that they show kind of when you're going in and out, and maybe you can kind of figure out what's going on around you to eliminate the inconsistency in your sleep. Number 3, if you don't get enough sleep and feel cravings coming on, acknowledge your sleep deprivation and do your best to ride it out by making sure you get your daily water quotient and eat healthy foods. Number 4, make sure to get enough sleep the following night. Yeah, that easy. I think so. All right, so the number 5 craving creator, eating a pour out of balance diet. It doesn't take long for your diet to get out of balance. If you drink a lot of soda or other sugary beverages, focus on calories versus the quality of the calories, or eat a lot of processed foods. This matters because it's actually the nutrients in your food that keeps you feeling full, especially the protein, the fiber, and the healthy fats that they may contain. That's going to help you fill up with quality products instead of poor stuff. Making sure you get enough of those nutrients will go a long way to make you feeling full, satisfied, energized. It won't make you feel blah, bloated, or fatigued. The itis won't kick in. Because otherwise, your blood sugars can go crazy up and down, which again leads to craving foods that give you a quick pick me up. I know you might love your bang, but is it really necessary? For a balanced diet, experts recommend protein should be 10 to 35% of your daily calories, fats, 20 to 35% of your daily calories. Hello, avocados. Fiber, 25 grams a day for women, 38 grams a day for men. Got it? So, in regards to that, you're probably saying, what about carbs? Dietary guidelines recommend 40 to 65% of your total daily calorie intake. Now, I'm going to tell you, many people believe carbs cause them to have the cravings, but that can be because of the type of carbs they're choosing. Eating or drinking refined, processed carbs shoot your blood sugar up and then quickly back down again. This is what can leave you feeling hungry for even more or even longer. Refined carbs are found in processed food, cookies, cakes, most snack foods, and anything containing sugar, white processed flour, white rice, etc. Steer away from it. Studies suggest that artificial sweeteners may trick your taste buds and your brain because you taste something sweet but don't get the associated calories. Also, scientists believe that you can cause some sweeteners to make you crave even more sweets. So really try to watch how you're taking in certain products and what you're using to replace or substitute or as alternatives, because it can create a bigger situation. All right. So craving crushers for this one. 1, avoid drinking sodas, sugary juices, or artificially flavored drinks. Please check your labels for ingredients and sugar content. Number 2, focus on eating unrefined whole carbs such as vegetables, fruits, legumes, those are beans, and our whole grains. These contain vital micronutrients that your body needs. Plus, they contain fiber, which helps you feeling full. And it helps keep you moving along, if you know what I mean. Number 3, basically, you want your carbs to be as close to their natural state as possible with few additional ingredients. Got it? Number 4, make sure you include adequate protein, and more on that below. And then also healthy fats on your daily menu. All fat is not bad fat. We'll discuss that later. But again, all fat is not bad fat. The number 6 craving creator, skimping on protein. Remember I said I was going to talk about that? We're going to take a deeper dive into this because it is the most filling of all the nutrients. Making sure you get enough can go a long way before beating cravings. Studies show that eating protein can reduce your appetite, stop you from overeating, and help you reduce cravings. A study on overweight teenage girls found that when they ate protein-filled breakfast, they had fewer cravings. Another study, this is one of a study of overweight men, showed that when they increased their daily protein intake by 25% of their calories, it cut their cravings down by 60%. See the math in that? So some good protein choices include plain Greek yogurt, eggs, poultry, fish, legumes, lean meats. You want grass-fed, organic, tofu, and plant-based protein alternatives. Please, please, please make sure that if you are going the plant-based route, a vegan, vegetarian route, even pescatarian, still keep in mind of how to get protein in your diet. All right? You still need to have protein. So craving crushers for skipping on protein. Number one, spread your protein intake out over the course of the day by including protein-rich foods into each meal. Two, set yourself up for success for the day by eating a protein-packed breakfast. Again, this can be via eggs, legumes, or beans, or something of that sort. Number three, mix up the protein choices and find the sources that best help keep your body at bay. Everyone has different reactions and feeling towards certain types of protein. Not everyone can do legume. Not everyone can do eggs. You might not handle pork well or red meat. So just be mindful of that and figure out what works best for you so that you're still, again, getting that protein, but also you're not bored. All right, so let's move on to the number 7 craving creator, getting stress. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Stress doesn't just put you in an overwhelmed mood, it affects your hormones in a way that appears to be linked with cravings, especially for sweet foods. Who's reaching for candy, chips, actually not chips, cookies, chocolate? Mm-hmm. About 1/4 of adults rate their level of stress as 8 or higher on a 10-point scale. That's pretty damn high. Studies show that when women, in particular, when they're under stress, they eat more calories and more cravings happens when they feel stress. And those cravings and what they're eating is not what you want to be eating. No one's craving a protein smoothie. I'm just saying. To add insult to injury, stress causes your body to release excess cortisol, which can lead to weight gain, especially in the belly region. Hello, muffin top. We want to make those go away. So here's a quick rundown of what can happen. When you get into a sudden jolt of stress, at first it might cut your appetite as your body goes through its fight or flight response. You know, like when you lose your appetite when you're stressed. But then if the stress continues, your body releases the cortisol, which boosts your appetite. And now you're starving or you just want something to make you feel better and just eat. So people who are stressed seems to be drawn to certain types of food, high in calories, fat, sugary, or all three. Why? Again, you lost your appetite. So now you've gone through this period of not eating, and now all of a sudden you're hungry and you need something quick and filling and that makes you feel good. And ugh, it's just not a good thing. So that could be because those foods, honestly, they soothe some of your body's stress responses, including emotions. So not only that, but when you're stressed out, you probably don't sleep very well. So tack on the cravings, boosting sleep deprivation, hormonal responses as well. So how we're going to crave those crushers? Craving crushers, crush cravings. Again, number one, don't wait to deal with stress. Plan ahead for it. And again, obviously that's when you can. Stress isn't always planned. But if you look at your day and your environment and your actions, you typically can see it coming on. Number two, include stress management techniques into your everyday life. Go for walks outside, meditate, journal, pray, etc. Whatever works for you, do that, make it happen, breathe, relax, just take a moment. Number three, include 5 to 10 minutes of deep breathing techniques to help activate your body's relaxation response. Number four, if you find yourself dealing with stress-related cravings, recognize them and do your best to direct yourself towards a healthier choice. How many times have you found yourself in a situation where you know there's something healthy there, but you also know there's a healthy choice there and you make the choice to go the healthy route? Make that something to do. Have the courage to do it. And I'm going to say it because it does. It takes a lot of courage to make that choice for the healthier option. Number 8, craving creator, your environment and your emotions. Do you know what triggers your cravings? You might know a few of them, but chances are there are some unconscious triggers making you crave certain foods. Some cravings you might recognize: craving pizza on Fridays to celebrate making it through the work week. I'm so guilty for that one. Or wanting some ice cream when you feel bored. Mine's is red vines or gummies, gummy bears. Or maybe it's simply knowing there are cookies in the pantry. While these are obvious, you might also have some hidden triggers or habits. For example, you might associate sitting down on the couch at night with a specific food, afternoons with a sweet pick-me-up, or weekend mornings with brunch foods. Oh, so guilty for that. But I do try to choose for healthier options. I'm not gonna lie. These triggers seem automatic, so you don't even think about it. It just happens. Once you are aware of these triggers, you can anticipate them and have a plan in place for when they strike. So here are some common triggers we haven't covered yet. Having snack food in the house, feeling angry or lonely, feeling happy and wanting to celebrate a birthday, promotion, or other wins, associating certain foods with specific activities. So pizza and bowling, buttery popcorn and movies, wings and footballs. You see where I'm getting at with that? So the craving crushers for this, I have a few of them. Number one, take note of your cravings and the circumstances surrounding them. Watch for a pattern. Number two, if possible, avoid keeping trigger foods in your home. Yeah, need you to do a pantry clean out, and then that little hidden spot in your nightstand, we need to clear that out too. Okay? Number three, if you must have trigger foods in your house because of someone else in your household, keep them out of sight so they don't tempt you. So tell them to put them in their nightstand. Number four, distance yourself from your cravings. Go for a walk, brush your teeth. It works. Have you had orange juice after brushing your teeth? Have you had soda, anything like that after brushing your teeth? Shit tastes nasty. You're not going to do it. Have a big drink of water, or otherwise change up your behavior until it passes. Number five, be mindful. Before you give into a craving, ask yourself, why do you want it? Are you hungry? Or are you feeling emotional or stressed? Like, what's bringing it on? Number six, if you do decide to eat the food, create a distraction. Free zone. Turn off the TV, put your smartphone down, and eat food, real food, chewing slowly and thoroughly. Honor what you're putting into your body. Be happy for the choice that you made. All right. Number 9, craving creator. Underfueling your tough workouts. Oh, this one's a biggie. Because you probably heard that exercise can help reduce your appetite and cravings. And for most people, it can. But if you exercise intensely or frequently, especially both, it can actually cause cravings in some people. This amount of exercise is usually reserved for athletes, but it can also apply to someone who works out like frequently, go beast mode most day of the week. Why? Because when you probably trying to burn and drop some fat and strengthen and tone quicker than normal. Studies show that people who regulate workout intensely have higher metabolisms than those who do more moderate workouts and don't work out at all. So again, you're doing this because you want to burn quickly, but it's causing those extra cravings once you're done. Because after all that's been said, your response might be different than mine's. And if you're not sure whether or not this applies to you, watch your appetite on the days that you work out. Watch what you're craving for and what you're wanting after you work out. You might notice that certain kinds of exercise, or if you do resistance training workouts or working out certain body groups like your legs, make you hungrier than others. So craving crushers for that. Number 1, if you feel extra hungry on days you exercise, plan ahead by eating a small balanced meal after your workout. And for me, honest, I usually have it prepped and ready to go and I already know what I'm gonna have. So it's a no-brainer. After working out, I don't even want to think. So if it's already set up and ready for me, I'm good. Number 2, have healthy food options available, preferably foods that are high in fiber, protein, and healthy fats to help you fill up. And again, keep you feeling satisfied because you just worked the hell out. Number 3, If you think you may be overdoing it with your workouts, consider scaling back so that you don't leave yourself feeling exhausted or famished. So let's say goodbye to these cravings. Can you? Yes. You can cut down on the number of cravings that you have and their intensity. It boils down to 3 major things. Improve your diet. Eating a healthy, whole foods, nutrient-rich diet that contains adequate protein and fiber and is low in added sugar, and be sure that you stay hydrated. Give your lifestyle a feel-good makeover. Like, get and stay well-rested. Practice stress management. Add some healthy habits and rituals into your lifestyle that leaves no room for cravings or little room. The third one, practice self-awareness and mindfulness. Learn your craving triggers and address the underlying issues that might drive emotional eating. You're human. It's going to happen, but it's about recognizing it and doing something about it. So being consistent will help you to avoid these temptations. It won't be long until you notice that your cravings are starting to lessen and maybe even disappear altogether. I'm telling you, it is doable. It is possible. Now, here's the thing. It's all about having a healthy and happy lifestyle, right? So as you can see, it is absolutely possible to crush your cravings and stay on track for the results that you want. It's all about making a few healthy habit tweaks and listening to your body's cues. That is the best way to create results that's going to last a lifetime. So as a thank you for listening, I have a special gift for you. I put all this information in a handy dandy guide for you. You can go to the show notes and download them, or go to thehabitualwomanpodcast.com to get all the goods and join the conversation in the community that I have there. Also, you may get some coaching about this over in the Habitual Academy. You can sign up for my 2-week Stop Snacking program, where I help you eat regularly throughout the day, discover how to tune in with hunger and fullness cues, and also help you reconnect with your body. It's there. Let's make this happen. Thank you for joining me on this week's episode of the Habitual Woman Podcast. Please take a moment, if you enjoyed the show, to share with your family and friends, and please leave a review. To learn more about the podcast and our community, you can go to thehabitualwomanpodcast.com. And until next time, this is Debrina Wright, your habitual coach, transforming habits into a lifestyle.